What's happening, everybody? Welcome back. This is Forgo, and today we're going to do some runs with the Blackwater against GBR. But before we get into that, I want to talk a little bit about GBR. Galactus here has pretty much become a joke, especially ever since Pierce has been introduced into this game. I mean, if you have 2% Pierce, there are quite a few characters that can actually just one-shot this guy. You do one rotation and it's over. And I remember whenever Galactus first showed up, which was, going on almost 2 years now ago, where it was super fun. You'd come in, you'd fight it, you'd have to go through the battle, you'd have a war going on against the Devourer of Worlds. And now there's no war. It is one and done, which isn't so fun after a while. I mean, don't get me wrong, one-shots are cool, but especially when you've done it for the first time. But if you're someone like me, a veteran, or you have some Pierce in your account and you're doing it over and over and over and over, it gets a little old. I mean, I remember whenever I used to love playing GBR, and now it's fun, I guess, kind of doing the one-shots. But at the same time, I really would prefer to do some actual runs, right? And the problem is, even when, like everybody just has their accounts are so strong because of having that Pierce, it's just easy to one-shot. It's just easy to destroy anymore. I mean, even when you don't have like supports on your team and you don't even have leaderships, characters are just plowing through this guy like it's nothing. And I really, really am hoping for another GBR in the future. I mean, really, it's high time, right? It's high time that we had another GBR. I mean, this guy is going to be going on almost 2 years old. It's time to get a different GBR in this game. Give us chaos, right? Give us something. Give us something that's, going to be freaking OP and difficult to beat. I mean, I think chaos would be freaking awesome, right? But something like that where we actually have a challenge, maybe where Pierce didn't have such a high effect on it. Just an idea to throw out there, because it really does get old doing one-shots over and over and over. And honestly, when it comes to character showcases against GBR, one of the reasons I don't really ever focus on so much anymore is because of what I just talked about. The fact that you can just plow through it, and the fact that you can just one-shot it, it doesn't really showcase the character that well, in all honesty. I mean, it does, but, whenever you're playing with other players that have strong accounts, it doesn't. And it can be pretty aggravating after a while, but I'll go ahead and show you guys what these guys did for me today. But, I mean, it's just pretty much one and done. It really is. As far as their builds, I mean, their builds are going to be a little bit different, actually, in the runs, because we're going to be using leaderships, we're going to be using supports. But, Corvus here, he actually does have 42,000 physical attack. He does have pretty much max attack stats. He does have, I believe he's got mythical physical attack Urus. All of his skills are at 6, fully awakened overdrive set, CTP of energy, and then a mythic uniform. As far as Proxima, she has 48,000 energy attack. She has pretty much max attack stats. She gets max critical rate from her 5th skill, I believe. 5th or 4th skill. She has mythic energy attack Urus on her. All of her skills are 6. I'm going to look here real quick. It's her 4th skill that gives her the critical rate. She has a fully awakened power ranger set. She has a mighty CTP that has an extra 16% all attack. She has a mythic uniform. Excuse me, I had to sneeze there for a second. And then Supergiant here has 46,000 energy attack. She has pretty much max attack stats except for a critical rate. She has mythic energy attack Urus. So they all got pretty similar builds. All of her skills are at 6. She has a fully awakened power ranger set. CTP of Judgment. And the CTP of Judgment, honestly, when it comes to one-shotting, I really think the energy is a whole lot better. Getting all of that damage on that 200 damage proc for one attack just seems to do so much better, and it actually procs when you want it to. Whereas with the CTP of Judgment, and sometimes with the CTP of Rage, sometimes they might proc really late. And if they do, you won't do as much damage as you want at the beginning of the fight, right? It kind of sucks. Like, you'll hit your Awaken skill, you'll hit your 5-4, and then you're going into your 3. And if the proc triggers at the end of the 3rd skill, you're not really doing as much damage as if you would if the proc triggered at the beginning of the skill, which is where you want it, especially when you're using a Judgment or Rage. And then she actually has a legendary uniform. Still working on the uniform chips. Now, Ebony and Cole kind of got the short end of the stick, at least for me, because my Ebony is only at tier 2. I don't have him at tier 3, don't have the resources yet. And Cole is actually just at Tier 2 also, he isn't transcended because I don't have the resources. I do plan on transcending this guy. And actually, I do want a Tier 3 Ebony as well. But Cole, we will do a round with him, but really it doesn't matter as far as this build because you'll see, and the characters that I'm playing with, the players that I'm playing with, because their accounts are so strong, they can just plow through this like nothing. I mean, they pretty much can destroy it. And with this build, I wasn't really sure how well he would do, how long this fight would take. And I really sometimes hate asking players to not attack, right? You know, because I mean, I want them to have fun too. And I sometimes feel like whenever they're not attacking and they're not doing any damage, it really isn't that fun for them. So the run you're going to see with Cole, it'll be pretty much a one-shot, but it won't be because of Cole because he isn't transcended. If he was transcended, if this guy was transcended, he would absolutely freaking one-shot Galactus, pretty much like a lot of other characters in the game. So what we're going to do is we're just going to go ahead and we're going to turn off this music and we're going to pull up the runs that I did. So this is the first one. We got Proximo, we got She-Hulk's leadership at 6% damage to metal types. You see we got Null and we have Rogue, I believe. And yeah, watch this. This actually turned out a little bit different than what I thought it would. I am using Mystique also for the damage dealt to super villains. 3, and then the 4. And yeah, I mean, it's just, you know, the bars just go flying no matter what character you bring in here for the most part. Especially if they're transcended or tier 3'd. I mean, when you have Pierce, I mean, this is what you get. Wasn't exactly a one-shot, right? It's not exactly a one-shot, but I mean, it's pretty close. It's pretty close to one. You know, with tier 3s, you got to build up the tier 3. It's not like a transcended character. And there you have it. You know, I actually did end up coming out on top, doing 72% of the damage in just 25 seconds. So, yeah, I mean, Proxima freaking destroys. I mean, really all of the Black Order destroyed. I mean, if my Ebony was tier 3, if my Cole was transcended, we would absolutely murder this. So we're just going to kind of move forward a little bit here. There we go. So now we actually have Super Giant, right? And I'm using Ebony's leadership with 40% increased energy attack and the damage to super villains from his uniform effect. And then, of course, Storm for the damage from elemental types, or increased damage to elemental types. And yeah, my proc, look at my proc just showed up. That thing came way late. That aggravated me so much in this run. I was like, come on, man. Come on, come on. But I really, really want another GBR. I mean, we need another one, seriously. This is just like, it's just over in no time. And like I said, it's cool at first, but it does get old because you just keep doing it over and over and over. I mean, the one thing I do like about it is if you are on time restrictions, it is kind of nice just to get it over and done. But if you want to play the game and you actually want to get in there and have a little fun, it does kind of suck. So there we got, you know, we got it Venom and we have Shirag, right, at tier 3. I got Corvus here with Gladiator's leadership and then Shuri's support passive. And here I believe I actually missed the proc. You're going to notice something here. So I'm going to hit Corvus's Awaken skill and we're going to try to go in. And whenever Galactus' hand come down, I wasn't really sure if I hit the proc where I needed to. I think I actually missed it. I'm not really sure. But, I mean, there again, guys. Boom. One shot. And Venom actually came out on top. But he had a lot of extra support, to be fair. And my buddy there, Age of Jars, got quite the account. And by the way, shout out to all my buddies in the Alliance and my friends that come in here and help me out. Thank you so much, guys. I really do appreciate the help. So we'll move on a little bit here. And now we're actually getting into the Cole run. And again, guys, you know, I do have Crescent for the leadership for the 60% increase to combat times. And then Ghost Rider, well, Ghost Panther, I'm sorry, for the 45% increased damage to supervillains. But as you're going to see, it ends up just being a one-shot. These guys did actually ask me if they should attack or not. And I told them just do whatever. Just go ahead and attack. Do your thing. Why not? Because, you know, I want them to have fun. I don't want them sitting there running around all over the place. And I really didn't know how long it would take for Cole to do this because he isn't built well at all. He's just level 60. But I actually think he could have done it, to be perfectly honest. I'm pretty sure he could have done this by himself, even not being transcended, even being level 60. But there you have it. 8-second one-shot. Of course, Human Torch gets it done. Shout out to my buddy Steve Rogers there. you know who you are, buddy. I mean, and that's what it is, guys. I mean, that's what it is. It's just over and over and over. You pretty much just absolutely destroying GBR like it's nothing because he's really just an absolute joke. So I'm really hoping for a future GBR that's actually a challenge where we're not doing so much damage so fast. I mean, I want to actually come in there and have a little fun. It's getting to the point where I think I'm just going to have to start using just regular tier 2 characters. But see, the problem is whenever you hit public, you're going to get players that's going to, I mean, they're probably going to melt through it. I mean, even on my free-to-play account, I pick public a lot of times whenever I'm in GBR. And this is actually to my advantage, especially if you're free-to-play and you're a new person in the game, new player in the game. You actually pick public, and these players have Pierce on their accounts, and they're just plowing through it. And that's cool for that account, but for this account, right? And if you played for a little while and you actually want to enjoy the fight a little bit, it becomes kind of boring after a while. So let me know how you're all feeling about it. Let me know if you guys like to see another GBR. Let me know what GBR you would like to see. I mean, I think Chaos would be pretty awesome, but I mean, it's Marvel. There's a whole lot of options out there. And I do stream on Twitch at Reset. The link will be in the description below. And I hope you enjoyed the video. Thank you for watching. Y'all take care and have a good one. See ya.